Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your girl Nat, and welcome back to my channel. Now, for those that have been here before, welcome back. Your girl has missed you. And to those who are new on this channel, first of all, welcome. I appreciate you for stopping through, and I hope you have a good time because we're here to have a good time. All right. First things first, I will never be doing that again. Baby, vlogging before or trying to vlog before work on the first day of school. Nat, what were you thinking? Girl, what is wrong with you? Why would you? I want to come on here today to do a little bit of makeup and a little chit chat. It technically still is the summertime. However, down here in the South, the kiddies go back to school a little bit early. So we are in the beginning stages of that as well. But I wanted to discuss and go over, I guess, how my summer has been thus far. And I wrote down some clip notes so I don't go off track. And of course, I purchased a couple of goodies from Ulta. I'm super excited to try them out again. Now, the foundation that I purchased, I don't know, my skin routine or my makeup routine is a little bit newer. And I just want to say I love it. Like, I love it. So I'm excited to share that with you all today. So without further ado, let's get into this chit chat and do some makeup. So first things first, I definitely moisturize my skin. Don't judge me, because you're not about to put that pink marketing on me. If it's good for the body and the face is already part of the body, why can't I use this on my face? Low-key, I'm in the market for a new moisturizer. So if you guys have any recommendations, please list them down below in the comment section. This is how I've been doing my makeup for the last couple of days. So let's get into it. Face is already moisturized. You go in with the all handy Miss Vanessa Myris's Blurry Balm in Universal. So summertime started off all right. I'm not gonna hold you guys. It started off really, really well. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the mirror as I put this on. I took a road trip. Me and my son took our first road trip from the A to NYC, and it was fun. It was really fun. The AC was working, okay? We made a pit stop in Alexandria or my cousin's apartment, and it was vibes. I was already tired by the time I got there. And we did like mini stops throughout each state. And I made sure like I inputted stops so that I could stretch and get my blood circulating on my legs and all that stuff. Now, the entire road trip took about 13 hours, but that's if you don't stop. And we stopped multiple times. Stopped in Virginia, stopped in Baltimore to see my friends, them, and then stopped at my sister's house in Pennsylvania. You know what's crazy? From Baltimore to my sister's house is about like 2 hours, maybe 3. And I was like, well, that's perfect. So we did that stop, and then we finally made our way back to New York City, or Long Island. All right, we went back to the island. I also picked this up. This is the, what's it called? NYX Pro Fix Stick Correcting Concealer. I had a TikTok video where I wanted to, or I asked for suggestions of a product that is between a skin tint and a foundation. And a couple of the girlies put me on to a couple of things, but one of them, or at least a couple of them, were like, maybe you should color correct. And I was like, ooh, let me do that. So while I was in Ulta yesterday, I'm like, ooh, because it's hot. It's hot down here. It is hot. This past week was like, well, not this week, but last week was like 93, 90, 89, and it's muggy. I ain't got time. No, I want something light and airy on my face. So one thing I've noticed is when I do these, because I pretty much have a set schedule, right? I'm here for throughout the year, but then I take my trips back home during Christmas time, the holidays, summer break, things like that. And what I've come to the conclusion, or the conclusion I've come down to, is Nat, anytime that you take these breaks for you and Izzy, you need to take a break, right? So it would have been okay for me to send him, granted this year was a little different, but going forward now, for sure, I'm going to make sure to plan correctly, to plan and to save correctly. Meaning that when it hits Memorial Day weekend next year, right, he's on his way back home, whether that be somebody comes get him or he's taking the plane by himself, and I'm on my way, or it's either I'm on my way to someplace Or let's just say that, or I'm taking a vacation. And I'm taking a vacation. Because that sounds a little better, right? And so, yeah, because throughout this time, I love spending time with my son. Love, 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 love. But baby, he is attached. Attached. He spent a couple of nights at my sister's house. And he would call me at nighttime crying, saying, I miss you. Which makes sense because at that time is the most intimate time of the day. You're getting ready to go to sleep. And for somebody like my son who sees me every night when we head to bed, it's sort of like, dag, you know, she's not here. This is foreign, sort of, right? The umbilical cord was cut 8 years ago and it needs to be cut again. So I completely missed the step. And it was to put the Hydro Grip primer. So let's see if that can go over the color corrector and see how that works. Part of me wants to start this over again, but another part of me is like, just keep going. So we're gonna keep it going. This primer is heaven sent. Heaven sent. So, yeah, I think we're good with it going over. Hopefully. All right. So yeah, I think now it's time to let him have his independence, or learn to have his independence, while I have mine, because it's needed. And granted, when I'm back home, I'm so grateful because it's like I'm able to breathe a little better, right? I don't have to wake up and worrying about what are we gonna eat today. I gotta get up and cook it, you know? I gotta figure out what we're doing. When I'm back at my parents' house, he can roam free. He's in a safe environment. He's around people that I love and trust dearly. So it's such a different feeling. You know, it's literally a feeling of weight being taken off my shoulder, all for a couple of weeks, right? And I'm so grateful, so grateful. But also, again, it made me sit and realize that it's okay. You need your time too, Nat. And so, yeah, that's what it is. This is the e.l.f. Wow Brow. And I honestly think this is like super dry, but I just like the little brush it comes with. Okay, then what did I do? Oh, I went in with this new Morphe Lightform Extended Hydration Foundation. Now I got the color 34, I want to say. And we're gonna test out Deep 30, because the other one made me look like I have a tan. And I didn't like that. It was cute, but it wasn't my shade. So we're gonna go test this out. So this summer was all about my sister's wedding, and it was full of family, full of fun, full of vibes. And it went exactly how I expected it to go. All right. And I thoroughly enjoyed myself, you know, but I think this made me realize the amount of like people you need to help you when it comes to planning a wedding is a lot. Or you could just hire a wedding planner and that might help, right? Shake her up a little bit and let's see how she looks. Or you could hire a wedding planner. And so my mom, my cousin who was the my cousin who was the maid of honor, like they did their thing, you know, they really did do their thing. And all right, we're getting somewhere. All right, this looks like it's more my complexion. Let's see. But it does take, it literally is a production. Like weddings are a full-blown production, from getting the dress, the bridesmaid's dress tailored, to my my dress coming back from Benin, my African attire dress coming back from Benin and completely not fitting. So me spending more money to get that situated, although it came out beautiful, but it's like, you know, these things, low-key this is giving the same color as before. I guess one more shade lighter. I don't know if I'm using the correct terms correctly. I'm not sure if I'm using the correct terms, but yeah. Because I still feel like, maybe. But one thing about this particular formula, it is light. And it feels light and airy, which I absolutely love. But part of me feels like I do want to keep this one, but I also want to keep the other one I tested today. So during the day before the wedding, we're all at the Airbnb, and we start, I don't know why, but I start asking everybody around the table, like, what would their dream wedding would be and how it would be. My cousin had a whole album dedicated to her future wedding, and I was like, I know that's right. One thing about it, we stay ready so we don't have to what? Get ready. And I love that. And I have a, what do you call it? When you save a post on Instagram, a saved album on Instagram, and it's titled One Day, and it has everything love related, everything wedding related, everything husband related. And so went around the room just to discuss our like dream wedding, where we would have it. And I didn't say mine, but mine will be a courthouse, right? Follow me. Because one thing about it, I need to be very smart with my money. And although the big party is something I would love everyone to come out to, but in the beginning, if my money's not there, and I know for a fact me and him are ready for marriage, then the courthouse with a fly photographer, okay, makeup artist on point, fit on point, is what we're gonna do. And then maybe run to like, get some pizza and call it a day. All right, yeah, congratulations, I'm married, let's continue, life goes on. All right, but let's say I did have it like that. My dream wedding will be in Seychelles. Ooh, yes, Seychelles, or an African country, because I feel like it's very important for me to connect and go back to my roots. And although I haven't done like a DNA ancestry thing, I know I belong somewhere within the maybe west coast of Africa, for sure. So I would have it somewhere out there, just beautiful, you know. And Seychelles, I remember looking at a couple of photos online. I'm like, oh, this is beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Although Seychelles will be considered on the east side of Africa, east southern side. So yeah, I would have something there. Oh my gosh, I really do hope the man that God has for me has deep pockets. Baby, we need money. We need lots. Now, I haven't really done anything to my eyes these past couple of days besides putting on some mascara. But for the sake of this video and my all trusty Danessa Myricks groundwork palette, we're gonna do a little bit drama on the eyes. And you know what I do, just simple liner. I'm going in with tourmaline. All right, right there. I was apparently supposed to read a poem, and I forgot. So as soon as we got up to the, not walking down the aisle, wherever they have the ceremony, and the pastor was like, hey, we got a poem from Natalie. I was like, ah. My mom looked at me with so much disgust and like, And the thing is, I forgot about it. And another thing is, like, me and my cousin read a poem. Why couldn't it just be one, right? Why does it have to be me? But whatever. I read the poem, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, that was such a beautiful poem that you wrote, or that you spoke, whatever." And I think people thought I wrote the poem. I didn't write the poem. It was some guy named Josh or Jonathan Cha. I don't know. So yeah, we're almost done. All right, I'm gonna put this on my eye. right here. And I think this is almost finished. But I often think about like the man God has for me, right? And let's rewind. So you guys remember when I said my trip, or the start of my summer started off on a high? I met up with an old friend and we spoke a lot and all these things. And this was the same guy that I was hoping we would be a little bit more consistent with our friendship and with our relationship, right? It wasn't until I realized that he is the op. Like, he really is the op. It's always like, oh, well, who are you talking to? Or wanting to know things like that. But here I am saying, let's try something. Granted, he does not live in the same state as me, but he's always giving an excuse, which is reasonable, right? Sometimes some people, they don't, when it comes to long distance relationships, it doesn't work for them. And okay, I am willing to do my part to make it work, right? I have time where I could plan out these breaks where either you could come down to see me or I could go up to see you. I'm willing to make it work. You're not, on the other hand, right? So it wasn't until like the day after my sister's wedding, right? I get a text saying, oh, you look nice, right? Mind you, I asked him to be my +1 sometime last year. Last year when we saw each other, he actually came to New York. Last year, this is be my +1. And he immediately said, and I can't quote, but it was on the lines of, no. It was on the lines of no. And I was like, why? Like, you're there, and his excuse or his reasoning was like, I don't know what's going to happen within those couple of days. Like, I could either go jobless again, just a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, yeah, okay, all right. I'll let you know when we get to that part. I'm like, well, I'm giving you advance notice. And like we know, for weddings, it's one of those things where, you know, you put a save the date so that you know, okay, at this time, I have to make sure that I'm straight, everything is good, the kids are good, we could do it. But when he told me that response, I was like, oh, okay, I knew what time it was. So throughout the summer, when I stopped in Baltimore and met up with everybody and saw him, I just wanted to solidify that and realize that, yeah, you will not be seeing me anymore. And unfortunately, that's how it ended. It was a lot of just that. Like, there's nothing else for us to say. You people, the way people treat you is how much of an effect they have, or you have, in their life. Okay, so this, sorry guys, is the fat oil. Can we get that? Fat oil. Here we go. Fat oil stick. And this is in the color Group Chat. But yeah, it was unfortunate, and a realization that I should have like cut ties with him before the year was over, right? And unfortunately, I didn't. So my +1 never was, like, there was no +1. I was very hopeful that things would change, but it didn't. And that last trip did it for me. And so, oh, I got this too, the NYX matte spray thingamajig. And so, how's she looking? Like, in the camera, it looks like everything is a little bit better. I feel like I need a little bit more dimension, maybe like bronzing my cheeks and my face or whatever. We're just gonna spray a couple of spurts of this. But yeah, I don't know. You guys know I use the same things all the time. This is the MAC lip pencil in the color Chestnut, my ultimate favorite. I did get a text message. We saw each other towards the end of May. I got a text message in the beginning of June, I want to say, or the middle of June or something. And it said, like, when's the next time I'm going to see you? And I said, there will be no next time. I'm in through a hissy fit. I said, yeah, you done lost the access. You lost it. And then, you know, the whole don't text me, don't call me. That's fine. And you know what I love? I always have my read receipts on. So you saw that I read the message. And one thing's for sure, I'm not going to reply. And so it's been like that, you know. And unfortunately, it's so annoying that it took me this long to realize it. It took me this long. And I have known that man since I was 17 years old. 17, 18 years old. 20. I think I was 17 years old when I first met him. And so, you know, there's a big difference between somebody saying that they're going to do something and then somebody actually doing something. So that was that. So I got a text from my friend today, and he's actually asked me, like, how's everything going? You're back in the A, you're settling back in to the norm of the schedule, right? But how's dating going? And I told him, like, I deleted the Hinge app, or it's not deleted, but I no longer see it, and I haven't been on it in a minute, but I really should delete it because it's just taking up space on my phone. But I'm really hopeful to get back to doing things the old school way, like meeting people in person. And so I also spoke to him, and I said, you know, that's funny you asked, because I had a nice conversation with God earlier today, and I pretty much said how I just hope that the man that you have for me, me talking to God, is somebody that could provide, somebody that could protect, somebody that's good for my soul, that's good for my peace, and that's good for my son. And because at this point in my life, while I'm trying to get everything in order, it really would help if I had that aspect, you know, because that part of me right now is so empty, and it's low-key lonely. Like, I'm not supposed to live like this. First of all, I'm cute. Second of all, I got my stuff together. Third of all, I'm getting more of my stuff together. And it's like, yo. And we started talking about the same guy that I had a crush on since 2021, 2022. And I guess he's kind of like my therapist. And he was like, yeah, maybe you should let it be known that, you know, you are single. Because a lot of times people put up a front, or they just be like, they could look at you like this, right? Like, not interested, when deep down inside, they really do want to get to know you. So I gave instances of where I think this guy was interested in me, and then instances where maybe he wasn't. But he did like a specific post where I spoke about said idiot, and the dates that we went on last year, and how I was hoping to change my last name this year, but since that person is out the picture, you know, does he know that, you know? I mean, social media can only tell you so much. Oh my gosh, my skin looks so radiant. But I'm wondering if I think I need to just go ahead and buy the other foundation to see how those two mix. But I think this is cute. But yeah, see how simple, easy, clean cut. I like it. Maybe I'll do something with the eyes tomorrow for work. But as of right now, this is what sis is looking like. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this little mini chit chat with me. I pray that we all have an amazing summer, rest of the summer, a safe summer. Everybody in school or heading back to school, please be safe, be focused, have a grand old time. God watch over all the children in the school, all the faculty, all the staff. Keep them safe and out of harm's way. And until then, and until my next video, which is probably going to be me trying on a couple of things, I will see y'all soon. Y'all pray for me. Y'all pray for my future husband. Y'all pray that I find my future husband. I pray that my future husband finds me, because baby, it's ghetto out here, you know. I just want somebody to love me for me. All right, y'all. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.